Chapter 6, Part 2. What makes a child delinquent? Teach him to put a price tag on everything and he will put his integrity for sale. Teach him never to take a stand and then he will fall for anything. Make him believe that winning is not everything. That is the only thing and he will make every effort to win by hook or by crook. Give a child everything he wants right from infancy and he will grow up believing that the world owes him a living and everything will be handed to him on a platter. When he picks up bad language, laugh at him. This will make him think he is cute. Don't ever give him any moral or ethical values. Wait until he is 21 and let him determine his own. Give him choices without direction. Never teach him that every choice has consequence. Never tell him he is wrong. He might develop a complex. This will condition him to believe that society is against him when he gets arrested for doing something wrong. Always pick up things that he leaves lying around, books, shoes, clothes and so on. Do everything for him so that he will lean to push all responsibility onto others. Let him read, watch and hear anything he wants. Be careful what he feeds his body, but let his mind feed on garbage. In order to be popular with his peers, he must go along to get along. Quarrel frequently when he is present. This way he won't be surprised when things fall apart at home. Give him as much money as he wants. Never teach him respect for the value of money. Make sure he does not have things as tough as you did. Provide instant gratification for all sensual desires such as food, drink and comfort. Deprivation can cause frustration. Side with him against neighbors and teachers as they are prejudiced against him. When he gets into real trouble, excuse yourself by saying, I tried my best but could never do anything with him. Don't put your foot down because you believe discipline takes away freedom. Prefer remote control to parental control in order to teach independence. Children learn what they live. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. If a child lives with hostility, he learns to fight. If a child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with shame, he learns to feel guilty. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. If a child lives with fairness, he learns justice. If a child lives with security, he learns to have faith. If a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he learns to find love in the world. What children get they give to society. Building self-confidence. A young couple used to leave their daughter at a daycare center every day before going to work. As they parted company, the parents and child kissed each other's hands and then put the kisses in their pockets. All during the day when the little girl got lonely, she would take out a kiss and put it on her cheek. This little routine made them feel together even though they were physically apart. What a wonderful thought. Education. Being ignorant is not shameful, but being unwilling to learn is. Role models can teach through example. Children who are taught the importance of integrity during their formative years generally don't lose it. It becomes a part of life, which is what we are looking for in any professional, whether a contractor, attorney, accountant, politician, police officer, or judge. Integrity is a lot stronger than honesty. In fact, it is the foundation of honesty. Youths are impressionable when they see their mentors, such as parents, teachers, or political leaders, cheating with pride, bragging about petty dishonesty, such as stealing a towel in a hotel or cutlery from the restaurant. The following happens: they are disappointed, they lose respect for their mentors. Constant exposure breeds acceptance in them. Poor role models. A school teacher asked a little boy what his father did for a living. The boy replied, I'm not sure, but I guess he makes pens, pencils, lights, and bulbs. Toilet paper rolls because that is what he brings home every day in his lunchbox. Making unfair comparison. Fair comparison are okay, but unfair comparison make a person feel inferior. Comparing yourself to others basically brings out the competitive spirit to outperform the next person. People with high self-esteem don't compete with others. Instead, they improve their own performance. They compete against themselves, they compare their performance against their capabilities. Failure or success, a ripple effect. There is a lot of truth in the statement. Success breeds success and failure breeds failure. In sports, we often see that whenever the champion morale is low, and it does get low at some point, the coach will never put him up against a good fighter because if he suffers one more defeat, his self esteem will go even lower. To bring him self confidence back, the coach pits him against a weaker opponent, and that victory raises his self esteem. A slightly stronger opponent is next, and that victory brings up the level of confidence. And on until the day comes when the champion is ready to face the ultimate challenge. With every success, self confidence goes up, and it is easier to succeed the next time. For this reason, any good leader, be it parent, teacher, or supervisor, would start a child off with easy tasks. With every successful completion, the child level of confidence and self esteem goes up. And to the positive stroke encouragement, and this will start solidifying positive self esteem. Our responsibility is to help break the chain of failure and put ourselves and our children into the chain of success. Confusing failing with failure. Success is 99% failure. Soichiro Honda, a founder of Honda Motor Corporation. When people fail in any particular event, most get so disheartened that they start looking at themselves as failures, not realizing that failing does not equal failure. I might have failed, but I am not a failure. I may be fooled, but I am not a fool. You are a failure only when you quit. Unrealistic expectation of perfection by parents, teachers, and supervisors. Suppose a child comes home with a report card with 5 A's and 1 B. Usually the first thing his parents will say is, why B? Should the parents congratulate the child for the B and accept a lower standard? Not at all. What the child is really looking for is an acknowledgement and encouragement for the effort in getting the 5 A's. Parents, after acknowledging and praising the A's, can make clear their expectation of seeing all 6 A's and offer help if needed. If we lower our standards, the chances are pretty good that the performance next time would drop to those expectations. Similarly, at work, an employee can do 100 things right and one thing wrong. Guess what? The boss chooses to comment on. Acknowledge the positive but don't lower your standards. Lack of discipline. What is discipline? Does discipline mean correct action after a problem occurs or a wrong is done? It is imposition. Is it abuse? Does it take away freedom? The answer is none of the above. Discipline does not mean that a person take a belt and beats up kids. That is madness. Discipline is loving firmness. It is direction, it is prevention before a problem arises. It is harnessing and channeling energy for a great performance. Discipline is not something you do to others, but something you do for those you are care about. Discipline is an act of love. Sometimes you have to be unkind to be kind. Not all medicines are sweet, nor all surgery is painless, but we have to use it. We need to learn from nature. We are all familiar with that big animal, the giraffe. A mama giraffe gives birth to a baby giraffe standing. All of a sudden, the baby falls on a hard surface from the cushion of mama's home and sits on the ground. The first thing mama does is to get behind the baby and give him a hard kick. The baby gets up, but his legs are weak and wobbly, and the baby falls down. Mama goes behind again and gives him one more kick. The baby gets up but sits down again. Mama keeps kicking till the baby gets on its feet and start moving. Why? Because mama knows that the only chance of survival for a baby is to get on its feet. Otherwise, it will be eaten by predators. My question to you is this an act of love? You bet it is. Children brought up in loving, disciplined environment end up respecting their parents more and become law-abiding citizens. The reverse is just as true. If discipline were practiced in every home, juvenile delinquency would be reduced by 95%. J. Edgar Hoover. Good parents are not afraid to enforce discipline because of momentary dislikes by children. Discipline gives freedom. One instinct is to do whatever we want regardless of the consequences. Allowing a child to eat a box of chocolates could lead to sickness. On the other hand, the discipline of eating one or two pieces a day produces an enjoyable experience for a longer time. Freedom is not produced by full enjoyment of what is desired by controlling the desire. Epictetus. There is misconception that freedom means doing your own thing. One cannot always have what one desires. Many times it is not easy to comprehend the benefits of good values and discipline. It may even seem more profitable, enjoyable, and convenient to do otherwise. All we need to do is see countless instances where lack of discipline has prevented people from succeeding. Rather than the restraint of discipline pulling us down, discipline is really taking up us. That is what discipline is all about. A boy was flying a kite with his father and asked him what kept the kite up. Dad replied, "The string." The boy said, "Dad, it is the string that is holding the kite down." The father asked his son to watch as he broke the string. Guess what happened to the kite? It came down. Isn't that true in life? Sometimes the very thing that we think are holding us down are the thing that are helping us fly. That is what discipline is all about. I want to be free. We hear that phrase all the time. I want to be free. If you take the train off the track, it is free. But where does it go? If everyone could make their own traffic laws and drive on any side of the road, who do you call that freedom or chaos? What is missing is discipline. By observing the rules, we are actually gaining freedom. Discipline is loving firmness. I have asked this question to many participants in my seminars. If your child had a fever of 105 degree and did not want to go to the doctor, what would you do? Invariably, they said they would get medical help even if the child resisted. Why? Because it is in the best interest of the child. Parenting is not popularity contest. A judge, when sentencing a man for robbery, asked if he had anything to say. The man replied, "Yes, Your Honor, please sentence my parents to jail also." The judge asked, "Why?" The prisoner answered, "When I was little boy, I stole a pencil from school. My parents knew about it but never said a word. Then I stole a pen. They knowingly ignored it. I continued to steal many other things from the school and the neighborhood till it became an obsession. They knew about it yet they never said a word. If anyone belongs in jail with me, they do." He is right. Although it does not absolve him of his responsibility, the question is, did the parents do their job right? Obviously not. Giving choices to children is important, but choices without direction result is a disaster. Complete mental and physical preparation is the result of sacrifice and self-discipline. Parents spend an average of 15 minutes a week in meaningful dialogue with their children. Children who are left to glean whatever values they can from peers and TV. Journal of American Family Association. Ask yourself, without discipline, can a captain run a ship effectively? Can an athlete win a game? Can a violinist play well at a concert? The answer is of course not. To each of the above questions, why then do we question today whether discipline is necessary in matter of personal conduct or to achieve any standard? It is absolutely necessary. Today the philosophy is if it feels good, do it. I have heard parents innocently saying, I don't care what my kids do so long as it makes them happy. That is all that matters. I ask them, wouldn't you want to know what makes them happy? If beating people up on the streets and taking their things away are what make them happy, there is a word in English language for them. It is called perversion. How and where we derive our happiness from is just as important as the happiness itself. It is a result of our values, discipline, and responsibility. We keep hearing, do what you like. The reverse is just as true. Like what you do. Many times we need to do what ought to be done, whether we like it or not. A mother comes home after a long day's work, takes care of household chores, looks after the baby, and goes to sleep exhausted. In the middle of the night, the baby cries. Does mama feel like getting up? No, but she gets up anyway. Why? For three reasons: love, duty, responsibility. We cannot live our lives by emotions alone. We need to add discipline. No matter what age we are, winning in life comes when we do not succumb to what we want to do, but to what ought to be done. That requires discipline. Labeling and put-downs by parents, teachers and supervisors. Have you heard some parents playfully or affectionately calling their kids dummy and stupid? Labels stick for life. When the kids grow up, they will be sure to prove the parents right. Labels do not only stick for life but for generations. The caste system in India is prime example of how labeling can hurt. Upper caste of lower caste, if it is not a label, what is it? Common put downs parents say to their kids are, you are dumb. You never do anything right. You will never amount to do anything.